Truman. I'm an engineer by training, both working in civil and mechanical fields, and my hobby is miniature railways and railways in general. I model basically narrow gauge railways, which means that they have a gauge of less than 4 foot 8.5, which is standard European gauge, and the models I have here are based on 760mm gauge prototypes and on 7¼ inch gauge track that works out as exactly 1/4 full size. Today we had the railway open for charity, and we try and raise as much money as we can for local charities, and we involve the local Rotary Club in organising the individual charities, whilst I and my friends, we run the railway. It takes about 12 people to operate the railway safely for the afternoon. I had an interest in narrow gauge railways in Bosnia and Herzegovina, which was 2 provinces of the state of Yugoslavia, which had been built by the Austrians in the period after 1878 to a 2 foot 6 or 760mm gauge, and my close interest in their system was simply because not many other people had taken interest in it, and there were very little written about them. So I spent a lot of time visiting that country, and when I decided I'd like to have my own miniature railway at home, the natural choice of a prototype was the railways of Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Hey, hello, I'm Douglas Dick. I help Mike run his railway every year. I'm one of the drivers. I'm a driver and a fireman because they're single man, these engines. So there's one man who sits on the footplate and shovels coal into the firebox, which burns and boils the water, up to a pressure, and then that pressurized steam, which is produced, is then passed through the cylinders, which move up and down and rotate the wheels, and that's basically how a steam engine works. Well, all little boys want to be railway engine drivers, don't they? And I succeeded. I started to working on the Festinio railway, and one day I was working on the track, and the driver was lacking a fireman, so he said, "Oh, can you come and help me? You look a likely lad." And so that was when I was about 18 or 19, and as they say, I have never looked back.
Hello, my name's Gordon Rushton, and I'm here today on the special weekend on the railway raising funds for charity. And my job today is to drive the locomotive, which is a rather good job. The trains go out one at a time. It saves a lot of embarrassment if only one train is on the same track as another train. So they go out full of passengers, and they go round the loop, and they go through a tunnel and over a viaduct, and then climb back up the hill, and then deliver their passengers to the station, go and turn around, get some water, get some coal, go back on the train, and sometimes in a day we can carry up to 1,000 people, which is a bit of a record for a little railway with only 7¼ inches between the rails. The most difficult thing to do is to keep the little locomotive, because it's very, very small, able to pull its train and arrive back again with enough steam and enough water to turn it round, ready to work the next train. It is a constant uphill struggle to keep that locomotive on top performance. It's very good doing this job for charity. Not only do you get dirty, which is always good, and it's good fun, but when you're driving the train, you see all the kids' faces. They really, really like it. One of my favourite tricks is to point a finger at a little girl and say to her, "Look, this is for you," and then toot the whistle. They always go like that. Everybody goes for that.
So I'm Maggie Ponder, and I'm a member of the Norton Rotary Club. and each year it is up to me to organise the charity side of this event. So each year I choose or between us we choose 3 charities. They need to be local. So this year's charities, we have the local branch of the Riding for the Disabled. The title tells you what they do. They provide riding for disabled children and adults. The next charity that we're supporting is the Motor Neurone Disease Association, the Norfolk branch. Motor neurone disease is a particularly nasty disease. Usually people are older, not always, and they deteriorate very quickly. The charity provides help and support to the families and the people as they deteriorate. And then the last group this year are the First Hunstanton Scout group, and they're Boy Scouts, except they're no longer Boy Scouts, they're Boy and Girl Scouts, they're both. And they're trying to raise money for equipment and stuff to keep the Scout group going. It's a fantastic opportunity to raise lots of money, because Mike Schumer is very generous. He charges for the train and gives us the opportunity to raise money on all the stalls as well.
I think my favourite part of running the railway is actually seeing lots of happy passengers, because a railway needs a purpose, and the people who come to ride on the train, they enjoy riding on it. They don't seem to resent having to pay for that ride, and they all seem to have smiles on their faces, and that's a big reward.